You have to get like a local person. You have to make a friend who lives there
Yeah, and
to
also
drive you around.
on public streets, they have this thing where you need a residential pass to park on public streets. And I don't even like that.
So you have to have an address
So then
in
cops are
Austin?
just going to be constantly looking for people with these stickers.
It's by neighborhood.
Without the sticker.
Without
My
stickers.
neighborhood?
They have by neighborhood. You haven't seen the residential parking pass?
Why would I have seen that?
I've seen it around all over Austin. That's many places.
Why would you pay attention to any street sign ever? Why would you ever do that, Kat?
Yeah, you're asking Gavin about street signs.
Do you pay
Do I pay attention to street signs? Yes, Gavin,
No.
I do. All the time.
Do you pay attention to plane signs when you're on the plane?
When you park with, let's say Meg drives you somewhere, and you guys are going out to dinner. That's a thing that you do occasionally.
Sure.
Right? You go to dinner somewhere. Don't you sometimes have to figure out where you're going to park? So when that
Do I have to do that?
when that part of it comes up, are you just like, I'm of no help to anybody here? And
What
you
if I
just
wasn't in
wander
the
off
car?
on your phone while Meg figures out
if I was-
whether or not she can park in a space?
She's very capable of figuring out her own parking. What, do you think she needs me to help park?
You don't even participate, though, is what I'm saying. You know,
Does the pilot need help when you're on a plane? Does he need help
Yeah,
driving
he does.
around
There's
the
two
airport?
of them. There's a co-pilot.
Yeah?
The other person sitting in the front,
Does he rely,
they help.
Does he rely on the passengers to...
That's not what you're saying. No one in the back seat's helping. The two people in the front seat. Is she your chauffeur?
Why
Does
would-
she drive you around and you sit in the back seat pretending not to listen to her while you read the Financial Times? I don't think so.
I'm just saying, if you don't use the vehicle, you're not going to look at the signs for it.
but when you're parking and you're trying to figure stuff out, like when you're,
What's to figure out?
oh my God, okay,
I understand where you're coming from, and I also understand where you're coming from.
Really? It's not like a joint effort when you're out with somebody.
Would you
Oh,
not,
it is.
I mean,
There's like a-
yeah.
there's like a
Would you not
plan-
be annoyed
Hey.
if you're driving with someone you're dating and they just flat out refuse to be
Listen,
any help at all?
I understand it's a joint effort, and I agree with you both, but I think the fact that you guys are forgetting about is it's fucking Gavin.
She's very capable. You know
she's
when you
not
see
gonna
a,
pay
We're trying to make it not Gavin. That's what I'm saying.
you know when you see a helipad, but you don't know when you can park in it? Or do you not care because you don't have a helicopter?
Well, if I'm in a helicopter, I'll probably figure that out after my 80th trip in the fucking
if
helicopter.
you're in a
Probably.
helicopter, I bet you're looking like, oh, I hope we can land there.
Yeah.
I hope that is a proper
Gus.
place for a helicopter land. This doesn't seem like a helicopter landing. I think we're going to crash.
Gus, did you know the airplanes, when they show up at airports, they park at gates? They don't just throw people out of the side of the plane onto the tarmac?
When you're in
Did
the
you know
back of
that?
when you're in the back of a plane, do you ever look and think, "Oh, I hope we're landing at an airport.
Yeah.
Is this a place a plane can land? I hope there's not a no plane sign here."
Sure. And I wonder if this is one of those airports where they just back the planes in as opposed to pulling in forwards.
Wait.
Maybe that happens sometimes too.
Where do you-
I don't know, because I'm not a fucking commercial pilot, so I never fucking paid attention.
Where do you park your jet ski?
If I ride a jet ski, I'll be able to tell you
If I
that.
drive a car, I'll
He
be able
said
to tell
ride.
you when to park.
I'm saying if I ride on a jet ski, if I'm riding behind someone, I'll figure out where to park jet skis.
Or will the person driving it who owns the jet ski figure it out because they probably parked it 700 times?
You've been a passenger in a car 8 billion times, and you've never looked at where to park a car or figured it out. Here's
What's
a
to
babe,
figure
lost in the
out?
woods, doing your own thing. Nobody else's experience matters in any way whatsoever.
You're making it sound like if I wasn't in the car, Meg would just be like,
That's not what he's making it sound like.
Not at all.
It's a joint
No.
effort. It's helping.
it's not a joint effort.
It's like
Because she's
it's
looking for parking.
common
You could
courtesy.
be looking around being like, oh,
mean,
there's a
you live
spot.
with
Oh, I
Meg.
see this.
I'll navigate.
You live with
I'll get the
Meg.
navigation out, sure.
You live with Meg.
Yep.
So let's just say, I don't know what your situation is like. Let's just say it's your job to pay the electricity bill every month. That's your job. She doesn't do it at all. And one day she turns on all the lights, and you're like, well, that runs up the electricity bill. And she goes, you know what I mean? That's going to affect you, right? You're going to be like, hey, you're in this with me. Turn off the fucking lights. She's like, I don't pay the bill. That's not my responsibility. Flip, 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 flip.
She has paid an electricity bill in her life.
Hey, Gavin.
Yep.
When we go for bevs, I'll let you find parking for us.
Please film that.
I'm just gonna drive, and you're gonna find parking.
Please film
Oh,
that.
God.
It's like, you don't even know that that's a thing.
What's the thing?
That, like, there's restrictions on where you can park and when.
Well, yeah.